Hey team, welcome, hello. Lovely to have you here. This is Rob Nixon. We are going to do something really cool today. We are going to launch a book. How good, right? This is the book. It's done. We did a soft launch on 15th of August. Now it's a hard launch. I'm coming to you today from Brisbane, Australia. It is, get this camera rocking right here. It is 6 o'clock in the morning. It's 1 p.m. in California and 4 p.m. Eastern. Let me see where you're coming from. Please open up the chat and just pop in there. Hello or hi from wherever you're from. Hello, April. Good to see you. Please use all, everyone. Thank you very much. Sweden, Toronto. Wow. Cool. Albuquerque. We've got everyone on here. Minnesota, Eastern Oregon, Canada, Charlotte, Hunter Valley. Oh, got an Australian online. Awesome. Philadelphia, Utah, Canola, Judy. Hello, Judy. Melbourne, Saskatchewan, Canada, Georgia, Toronto. We have got you coming in from all over the place. That's fantastic. Someone from Sweden I saw there. Who is that? That's not me, Johnny Bostrom from Sweden. Kentucky. Wow. This is going to be something. Buzz, home of Oakmont Country Club. Yes, I will visit you, Buzz. Don't worry about that. That is definitely going to happen. So, team, we are launching a book, right? And the good news is that you get a copy of said book. Now, this is book number 5 for me. And book number 5 means it's a big one. It's a whopper. 62,500 words. We've got 232 pages. We've got tools in there, which we're going to give you today, free tools. We're going to give you case studies and over 550 strategies. And it took me 31 years to write this. So I've been working with the accounting profession now for over 31 years, 31 and a half years. It has been a journey. Now, speaking of journey, as you get into this, and we're going to give you like a highlights tour and give you some things today that are not in the book, right? Not in the book. We're going to give you a highlights tour and talk about this journey. This is the slide of the journey that you're on. Here's what it is. The book's called Profit and Time, An Accountant's Guide to Having It All. And it's all about your time, your profit, and your scalability. And your speed and effectiveness of implementation will determine how fast you go on this journey. And the journey starts as a practice owner, a practitioner practicing your craft, right? You're out there grinding in it, working a lot, and the money's okay, but you're spending way too much time in it. As a practice owner, we move you quickly to business owner. And the switch is not just a mindset, that's true, but it's also about working more on the business than in the business. You get more money and more time. But there's a third level if you choose to, and that's what we call investor level. And that's where you work yourself out of every single job and you become an owner, not an operator, and you can create an asset that produces to create real generational wealth. Very, very cool. You choose your journey. I'm here today to talk about that journey and talk about your profit and your time. Make it interactive, so use the chat, ask questions along the way. I've got a couple of moderators online, so if I can't get to the question, someone else will. Let's make it as intimate as we possibly can. As we look at progress, right, we look at the progress of how the firms we work with improve every year. And the average starting mark with a firm we work with personally is $2.3 million. And over a 6-year period, same firms, the average increase is 14.4% per year. That's okay. It's great. Good, solid revenue, top line growth. But we prefer to have other metrics that are more important than revenue. So, for example, as we look at profit, same firms we work with over a 6-year period, profit starts at $386,000 per partner, sort of average, and the average increase is 25.7%. What that means is the profit percentage is outstripping the revenue percentage. That's really cool. But revenue, that's a vanity number. We do 5 million. Profit is a sanity number. But the real number is going to be time. Time is king. And here, as we work with firms, to give you some hope as everyone comes in online, an average of 22.4% per year, starting at 2,202 and reducing. You'll see there's a blip in the system at number 3, which means the time on average goes up. This is, by the way, data from 202 firms that we coached over a period of years. Why does the time go up in year 3? Good question you ask. Well, it goes up because if you look at the profitability is 800,000 in year 3 or thereabouts, and life's pretty good. And what happens? It's natural. The foot comes off the gas, and then we go again. The foot comes off the gas. So, as we get warmed up, we're going to talk about, this is not a silver bullet, by the way, right? With what we do, 232 pages in book, lots of good stuff in there. It's not this year it's done, right? It takes time. So we want to help you. We want to help you by giving you a bunch of freebies, right? As part of you being on this webinar. First of all, you get the book as an ebook. And for the first time ever, I finished recording. It was uploaded yesterday, an audio book. So you can hear my dulcet tones to put you to sleep whenever you want, right? And the first 50 who register of this webinar actually got a hard copy book as well. So you get an ebook, you get an audio book. That's professionally done, by the way. We'll see when we listen to the recording. Who knows, right? And it was me. Also, some other free things. We're giving you, as part of this, our operational one-page plan, editable in PDF. We're giving you a template for our goal achievement process. We call it GAP meeting. That's pretty cool. And we're giving you as well our organizational structure chart. It just gets better and better, right? But wait, there's more, right? We're giving you for free our business by design process, the 5 key questions. And on top of that, you're getting our strategy map as well. So that's pretty cool. Put a TY, like a thank you, in the chat to make sure you're listening to me on this one. Just make sure you are, because I don't know if I've gone dead or not, right? So if you, thanks, very good. All right, you are still there. Oh, awesome, cool. So these are coming to you as well. Now, we thought we'd give you one more. If you really want to fast track this, right? Fast track this, your profit and your time, and you'd like to work with us, we are going to, and you have to qualify for this one. If you're more than $1 million in revenue, 1 to 5 aligned partners, ambitious and coachable, we are going to give you a one-on-one strategy session limited to the first 16. Let me talk about that. You will have a QR code as you go through just for that one, but you have to qualify for that. It's going to be with Wendy Miller, who's an implementation specialist and certified high performance coach. And what she's going to do for the 16 only, so you need to get on the QR code, right? Here's the agenda. Understand you now, right? There's a couple of questionnaires to fill in advance, a couple of key questions. She'll ask you some pertinent questions around where are you now, what's going on. Understand your goals. Okay, that's great. Where do you want to go? Understand key problems that you've got today. And then what she's going to do is point you towards the resources that we've got, that you've already got, right? The book, the audio, the tools, and say, right, you need to focus on page 6 or page 23 or page 163 in chapter 6 or whatever, and this one, that one, to sort that out quickly, right? So that's pretty cool. Limited to the first 16, and QR code appears. Go ahead and do that if you qualify at that size firm and you're ambitious and you're coachable. We're not going to waste your time. Don't waste our time if you're just kicking tires. We want to talk to you and say, okay, this is what you need to do. Go ahead and do it. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about what you have to do in your firm to kick this thing into gear. Here's an overview, and this is one slide. You'll get a copy of this, which should be printed out and pasted on your wall, right? I debated during the week whether I'd put this slide in for you. I've decided to. It's a pretty cool slide for reminding you what needs to be done. The objective here is meaning, freedom, and lifestyle of you and your business and your team. Along the way, you've got to measure average hourly rate, efficiency, number of clients, average fee per client. You've got to measure revenue, profit, cash, and what we call profit time index as well. We're going to end on that today's webinar. By the way, today's webinar is being recorded. You get the slides. You can listen to it later if you choose to, but you've got to stay for the up to 90 minutes, 7:30 for my time. That'll be 2:30 Pacific time, or whatever time it is in Sweden, who knows, right? To stay to get the goodies. So then, based on your implementation speed and effectiveness, will determine how quickly you get there. There are 4 pieces to the puzzle. After all these years, we've worked out another jar of courage pills, Ron, right? Yeah, the courage pills. We love the courage pills, right? Pop those if you're pricing something. 4 pieces to the puzzle. This is after 31 years working with accounting firms. There are 4 key areas. You got to fix day to day. You've got to minimize time. You've got to scale to whatever size you want. And you've got to lead with authority. What's under the fixed category? Well, fixing things like upfront pricing and price increase. None of you charge enough. None of you charge enough, right? We've seen 50, 100% price increases explained properly using our words and scripts and dialogues, and the clients are okay with that. You don't price enough. Value pricing on special projects. Really pricing appropriately based on the value that you create. Recurring revenue packaging. For those in North America, what an awesome time of the year it is. It's now 2 months to go before the end of your year. What an awesome time to repackage all of your clients into a monthly fixed fee starting January 1. Yeah, let's do that. Managing scope creep and scope seep. Just not doing free work, right? Lock up production. So fixing day to day. So making sure throughput happens fast, it's billed fast, and it's collected fast as well. Client mix. We believe you should only have A-class clients. It's a belief of abundance. Why would you put up with clients, as life is too short, that aren't stimulating you and your team? Client service program. What's the customer service program, if you will? And what's our communication cadence, our communication process with existing clients? Got to fix day to day. You can't scale unless you sort out what's going on today. You can scale a bit, but you don't want more of the same. Why would you go into an acquisition on scaling if the current shop doesn't work so well? Let's make it work so well. Minimize. We need to minimize time. We need to get super, super efficient with workflow management. Fast throughput. We've got a 25-step detailed process and training around this that you work with your entire team on workflow management. We've got trainings on all of these, by the way. Client excellence coordinators. I invented this term 20 years ago, which is a problem to solve a problem. And the problem is that accountants spend too much time doing administrative tasks associated with the accounting work. Administrative tasks. Time budgets on jobs. So we hire people to do that. We call them client excellence coordinators or a concierge service. Time budgets on all jobs. And objective here is beat the time down. TUB, time under budget, or TUPPY, time under prior year. Technology for the firm and the clients. Make sure everything, cloud-based, AI-based, is seamlessly working together to speed up efficiency. By the way, who knows what's going to happen coming down the pipe? We just know it's going to be cool when it comes to tech. Systems and processes. One way of doing it here. We developed the one way. Learning and development. So soft skills for your team. We have about 50 hours of training, and it's all soft skills. How to price, how to sell, how to work as a team, how to do workflow management. Nothing about accounting, right? We don't do accounting. Learn how to be better at doing the task. You'll be more efficient. And partner time. Before you hire salespeople, which we encourage every firm to do over time, we get you to focus on your time. 30%, no more than on high-level client work. 60% in sales, 10% business development. Then we hire salespeople, and that plummets as well. All right, so we're fixing, we're minimizing, and we're scaling to whatever size you want. We're going to do an overhaul of the brand. What does the brand say about you? We need client goals documented. What an awesome time of year. Seriously, 2 months to go. You can meet every client, use that GAP template that you've got as part of this bundle, and ask clients what their goals are. Meet with them and have them documented. Then you match opportunities to the goals. We have a training program called Finding Opportunities. We believe, we know it, we have a 100% success rate doing this, that there's work in current work. There's more work in current work. You've got to dig in though. Niche markets. Who are we targeting here, team? Who are we actually going for? What's our lead generation process? We've got existing clients, but what about clients going forward? We should only have A-class leads coming in. Productization of services, sales skills, and then with the team, are they going to be offshore, onshore, or outsourced, or all the above, right? Why not? So we're going to scale to whatever size you want. We're going to lead. We're going to lead with vision, mission, big, hairy, audacious goal, and values. We're going to have an organizational structure. Sent you one already, right? Operational plan. So we've got a one-page plan. Reporting and accountability to the whoever we have to report to. Process around that. Team culture, team performance. And then we have themes and celebrations and meeting rhythms. That rounds out the high-level view, one slide, of all the big things you need to do. You could get that one slide, print it out, and have a rating scale, 1 to 10. 10's awesome, already done it. 1, we've not done a thing. And then chip away at making that happen. All right. Lots of goodies for you. Let's get into the book. I'm going to do a high-level overview of each chapter. Whenever you're ready, to the first 16 I said, scan the QR code and book the strategy session with Wendy so that she can actually help you in a one-to-one environment. We can't help everyone. That's why we give a lot of stuff away for free. Alrighty, chapter 1. We start with you. We don't start with tactics and strategies. We start with you. Every chapter starts with a unique quote of mine. And the first one is, the more you work on you, the better your business will be. The more you work on you. I've been privileged since the age of 17 to be in the personal development and business development space. Consumption of content. Bobby, look at that, Bob Govero. Help me scale the $25 million one owner. Yeah, when I met Bob, I call him Bob, he calls himself Robert, right? I'm a Rob, not a Robert. When I met Bob, he was just starting out with about 300 grand in fees. Then I coached Bob for a few years. We got him to about 3 million. Then he went on his own throughout all Canada, now doing 25 million as a sole practitioner. How good? I love it, Bob. Keep up the good work, buddy. But the more you work on you, the more, the better your business will be. The more you work with your team on them. I've been in the space of content consumption for a long, long time. Books, audios, back in the day, VHS, there weren't webinars, there's a DVD then, the audio tapes, manuals and all sorts. Here's what I believe, after all these years, you need to focus on. 8 key areas. And we use this cool spider wheel with a rating scale. And what you do with this, I'll talk about each one, and then you rate between 0 and 10. Maybe grab a bit of paper and do this as we go along, and see how you actually perform in all of these. First of all is core purpose. What are you all about? My core purpose, and I found it in 2006, discovered it, is influencing lives. What's your core purpose in life? Mark Twain said it best, right? There's 2 most important days in your life. 1, the day you were born, and 2, the reason you worked out why. Why are you here? Why are you here? If you know, rate it high. If not, rate it low. Your goals, your bucket list. For the first time ever in public display, I have listed out my entire bucket list in print, right? My wife said to me, why are you doing that? Like, it's opening the kimono. Yeah, well, I thought I'd give it out there. I believe in it so much. I believe we should start with objectives and goals and purpose. Let's hang it out there. This is what I want to achieve. There's 168, I think. Knocked off 1 or 2 the other month since printing. Where are you at? What goals do you have? What's your bucket list look like? 10 if you got it done, 0 if not. Courage. How courageous are you? Sure, Rowan, we might need some courage pills, right? But really, it's inner, right? How much courage do you have? Thirst for learning. You're here today listening to me rabbit on about, business management for accountants. That's the topic. And that's great. But what else are you into? What other material are you into? What webinars, what podcasts, what seminars, conferences, books, audio books, whatever, right? Thirst for learning. Someone has done it. And if so, do you jump on a plane? Do you go and seek them out? Go around the world? Bob Govero is doing $25 million as a sole owner. We showed him how to get there, right? Hunt up Bob. He'll tell you how to do it, and he'll probably say, go and talk to Rob, right? But do you jump on a plane to go and seek out the best globally? Self-belief. One of my favorite Māori, which is New Zealand Indigenous words, is mana. Mana. It's all about confidence and presence. Where are you on believing in you? You need a high self-belief problem. Failing a lot. Do you fail, right? Things don't work, but you gave it a go, right? You just didn't say, oh, that'll never work. My clients won't like that. Well, how do you know? Why don't you just get out there and do it? Jump in the pool, right? Don't just stand on the sidelines and go, oh, that'll never work. Well, how do you know it won't? It might not, but until you get into it, you're never going to know. And discipline. Do you have the discipline to succeed? Do you start meetings on time? Do you have a detailed schedule? Do you get things done? Do you finish what you start? Do you make the bed every morning? Finish what you start. Do you do the dishes after you finish them? Finish what you start. Discipline in life. Now, what you do with this is you score them out of 10 and then join the dots. Join the dots. Phil Scandizo, message me privately. I'll give it to you. I know Phil and I know Bob. You guys love to talk. Fill out the dots. Look at it. It's supposed to be a wheel team. This is a wheel. What do we know about wheels? Well, wheels, first of all, are supposed to be round. Wheels are supposed to be round. What does your wheel look like? Is it a bit lumpy in parts? If it's a bit lumpy in parts, we're going to pump up the tires. This idea starts with you. This idea starts with you. What are you going to do to work on you? Chapter 2, design it your way. Design this business that suits you. Since it's your business, design it in a way that suits you. You're the owner. You're the risk taker. You are the one that, it's your credit card. It's your insurance policy. It's your business. Design in a way that suits you. Business by design. Business by design has 5 pieces to it. This is my unique content. It starts with your business life. What do you want your business life to look like? Your working life, your professional life. Not what it looks like now. What do you want it to look like? Well, I want to only work these amount of hours. I only want to work with these type of clients. I don't want to do the day-to-day stuff. I want to travel first class. Business life. You decide. Your numbers. Well, I want $10 million in revenue. I want $5 million in profit. I want no accounts receivable. I want average hourly rate of 500. And I only want 20 people to do all of that. Can it be done? Yes, it can. What numbers do you want? Services. Well, we really enjoy delivering this, but the government says that. Don't really want to do that. I just want to do this. Let's do that. You can do whatever you want. Your culture. Let's hire the best A-class players, no mediocrity, all A-class team members. And lastly, your clients come last. Your clients come last. You select, you interview, you decide who they're going to be. And profile exactly, this is who I want. Business by design goes that way, 1 through 5. Business by default goes that way, 5 through 1. You start an accounting business with clients. Oh, more clients. Need some people, culture. My sister-in-law is free, I'll hire her, right? Services. Oh, bam, I've got like 15 different things that we do. My numbers suck and life isn't great. Business by default goes that way. Business by design goes that way. You decide. It's your business. Time is ticking, tick, tick. And you decide what you want it to be. Chapter 3. Develop a plan. Most firms plan by perfumer. What's perfumer? I picked a figure out of my ass, right? Perfumer. We're not doing that, right? Where'd you come up with that number? Well, perfumer. No, perfumer. We're not doing that. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the old planning methodology for an accounting practice. We want revenue. You like that one? You can use that one, Bob. Right, it's all yours, right? We want revenue. And it's really, Bob focused on entrepreneurs, and you can use that one in all of your talks, Bob, for sure. Jack Daly, the famous Jack Daly, we were on a golf trip. He was reading the book and he said, I love perfumer, right? Revenue takes people power, traditional model, times productive time, times average hourly rate, less write-offs equals revenue. That's the traditional model. Less labor costs equals gross margin. Less overheads equals profit. This is the old business model of planning. Let's get more people. Let's get more chargeable time out of them. Let's get a higher... Oh, really? What's wrong with this model? It is predicated on do and charge. It is predicated on time-based billing. It is predicated on more billable hours. That is daft. No, no, no. Less billable hours, less stress, more enjoyment, high margin, less people needed, more profitability for you. Audrey, love, I haven't heard of Audrey from Albuquerque, New Mexico. There you go. Love, thank you for that. That's awesome. So here's the new model. I'm getting distracted by the chat and all these great people are messaging me, but I can do things at once. Well, no, I can't actually. I'm disciplined enough to do one thing at a time. So if I get distracted by a chat session, I will come back to the slides, but it makes it real. Okay, here's the new model. We start with existing clients. Let's say 385. We generate leads. We actively generate leads. Let's call it 100. We convert, say, 35%. Therefore, we've got 35 newbies, total 420, end of period. We retain that. We measure these, right? We retain these at 90%, let's say, maybe more. Average transaction value of $2,750, 2 per year, which is $5,500 per client. That equals revenue of $2,079,000. Then we've got labor costs. So that's the equation for generating revenue going forward. You need to know all these numbers. Labor costs of say $950, and then we've got cost of goods sold, gross profit 1.1, overheads 429, profit 700. Not bad, not great, but we're going to do something to this, right? We are going to change this model by applying what we call Rob's rule of, wait for it, 38, 43. What is that? Well, here it is. Rob's rule of 3843. A 5% increase in client numbers. You don't have to double your client base, right? Do not. A 3% increase in retention rate. A 10% increase in the price per project. And a 20% increase in the number of projects per client per year. There's your 38 added up. Will equate to a 43% increase in revenue. Let me show you that in action. 3843 in action. So we start with 385 clients, so mathematically working this out, how many do we get? And we still had 100 leads, but we focused on a conversion rate of 56%, not 35, and now we've got 56 new clients. Total client base 441, up from 420, not a big jump. Our previous retention rate was 90%, now 92.7, 3 points of improvement. Average project value of $3,025, up from $2,750, 10%, and 2.4 projects per client per year. Multiply that through, and we get basically $3 million in revenue, a $900,000 lift in revenue. Because we focused on new clients, small amount, we focused on retaining them longer, we focused on having them pay more, a little bit more, 10% in this case, and having them buy more as well. And we don't bulk up the team, because at the same time, we put chapter 6 in place called minimizing time. We get more efficient with what we do, and our labor costs in this example go up by, let's say, 200 grand. Now our gross margin is 1.8, overheads 529, and we've got a $1.2 million profit. By the way, we tend to get profitability before partner salaries at around 50% as fast as we can. Profit before partner salaries and benefits, around 50%. In this case, we're talking about 40% there. That's still pretty good. And so here, what we've got is a 5% increase in clients, a 3% increase in retention rate, a 10% increase in project value, and a 20% increase in projects per client. That gave us 43% increase in revenue. And in this case, if the costs were moderate, 84% increase in profit. That's pretty cool, right? But what about this one? What about Rob's rule of 76212? You'll have to read the book for that one. Something fascinating. I think I was an accountant in a past life. You know, I left school at the age of 16. I was an A-grade student in maths, but I think you guys have rubbed off on me. I love spreadsheets, love working stuff out. I get excited by that. So that 76212 is actually a mathematical equation. All right, chapter 4. We're moving through the highlight tour, the whistle stop tour, 232 pages. Sure, Julie. So when it comes to team, you're building a team. Here is the question, which is also a quote. With your current team, would you enthusiastically rehire them? Would you enthusiastically rehire them? You've got 16 people. How many would you enthusiastically rehire? Oh, suck of the teeth. Not sure. Well, in the world of abundance, we should enthusiastically rehire all of them. What does team stand for? Not staff, team. No staff, team. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. Bob, I'll make that happen for you. Signed copy. You're a good friend. I love that dinner we had in Toronto a couple of years back. Must do more of that. Together, everyone achieves more. Here's, as we look at people, what we have to think about. Do we have the right people today? Are they motivated? Are they excited? Are they engaged? Do they know what to do? Do they know how to do it? And do we have the right environment conducive to success? All five of those are so important to build a team. Motivation is an output of culture. You build culture, they get energy, they get motivation. Right people is a function of hiring the right people and grooming them. Knowing what to do, right, is priorities and you know, goals and tasks. How to do it is training, and the right environment are the tools they need for success. The right equipment, the right atmosphere, the right thing where they go to. Number 4 is going to be all about team. Number 5 is fixing today. We've got to get better with what we've got, get efficient, and then scale. But that is not a 3-step process. That is not, we must get better with what we've got, step 1, then we must get efficient, step 2, then we must scale. No, right? All 3 happen at the same time, just varying degrees of focus and input. Here's why. If you just focus on efficiency in those 3, better with what you've got, efficient and scale. If you just focus on efficiency, you'll run out of work. If you're not scaling at the same time, you won't get any more profit. If you just get better with what you've got, great, cash flow, packaging, pricing, you'll make some more profit, but you weren't efficient enough and you weren't scaling to fill it. There's 8 areas to fix this year. I'll give you this year plus 2 months, all of 2026 plus the 2 months now. Pricing every job up front. Every client up front, pricing. They know the price and scope before starting. Fixing write-offs, discounting before billing, which includes doing work for free, right? Fixing value pricing. All those jobs, those projects where you've created immense value for the client. By the way, there's a letter in the book, a 3-page letter with a $936,000 fee attached to it, and the story about the fees in the letter, right? That's value pricing. Not bad for a $980,000 revenue firm, sole practitioner, doubled his firm one invoice. Marina, the book will be sent to you. Audio, it's all getting a bundle coming to you after this meeting. Fixing value pricing, fixing recurring revenue packaging, your clients on a subscription, monthly fixed fee for at least 80% of your revenue. Fixing lockup production, speed of throughput, billing, and collection. 0 accounts receivable team. Why should we have accounts receivable? We don't need it. Fixing your client mix. You know, getting rid of those that need to be gotten rid of. Fixing your client service program. So the customer service program, the objective is so they love you more and so they refer more. And fixing, number 8, your communication cadence with clients. How often are you going to call them? How often are you going to message them? How often are you going to meet with them? How often are you going to work with them, etc., etc., etc. It's interesting on communication cadence. Larger fee-paying clients, you communicate more with them. Why? Well, they're paying more. What if you communicated more while they were not paying more and then they paid more? What comes first, fee or communication? Communication first, fee second. Chapter 6. There's 9 chapters. Minimizing time. Get your questions, right? Ask questions as we go through. I know I'm speeding through this. The more questions you got, the more I can help you. Or you can just get the QR code, book a strategy session, and Wendy will sort you out real fast, right? So as far as boom, do this. Minimizing time. My quote originated from this guy in 1958, sorry. Cyril Northcote Parkinson said, work expands so as to fill the available time for its completion, as in people fill the work with what time they've got. My definition of that are resources are consumed at the rate that resources are available. Resources are consumed at the rate resources are available. If you go to an all-you-can-eat salad bar, all-you-can-eat buffet, you'll eat more. If you go to a fine dining restaurant with small morsels, you'll eat less, but you pay more. If you have an office that has space in it, you go, what can I put in that space? I can fit 3 people in there. It's a resource. Fill it, right? It's available. If you've got more money, you'll spend more money. It's also the same with time. If you've got more time, you'll take the time. So let's have a look at unpacking this one, particularly in workflow. Workflow, there's 5 stages of workflow, and then we have 25 steps in total around this. There's the preparation side of workflow, prepping before starting. There's the job setup in workflow, gathering all information before starting. There's the doing piece in workflow. There's the selling piece at the end, and there's internal reflection and fine tuning. Most people go straight to the doing. Pick up job, start doing. Pick up job, start doing. That is ludicrous. Why would you do that without preparation, fixed fee up front, client knows the scope, you know the scope. Setup, gather all the information, everything's been done, we don't start till all the information's there. I'm working with an American lawyer right now with a bunch of documents, and before they got to the doing, they want all this information. Awesome. Supplied all the information, now they can do. What do? You just start doing. No, we're not doing that anymore. So workflow is about resources and speed of throughput. Lo and behold, in America, April 15, Canada, April 30, in America, September 15, October 15, somehow you get it done. Why? Because you had a deadline, right? And you made it happen. What about putting self-imposed deadlines all the way through? Resources of time. We need to delegate profit and time. Profit is driven by a few key numbers, which I'll end with. Time is driven by you. We need to delegate time away. There are 8 areas to delegate to. We can delegate to technology, ChatGPT, automation, meeting recorders, other apps. We can delegate what we do to tech. We can delegate to clients, have them take their own meeting notes, have them record their own meetings, have them keep their own files. Why do we need to do that? I'll just write up a report for you. No. Why do you need to do that? Put the recorder on and review it later on. Number 3, we can delegate to prospects. You can have no or limited research. You can go to ChatGPT and say, I'm meeting this business. Tell me all about them. Give me the 5 key performance indicators that they should track, and tell me what best practice benchmark is, right, on those indicators. Boom, you go in. Get them to fill in a diagnostic in advance so you can know more about them. Delegate to prospects. Fill in Calendly questions or whatever meeting apps that you do. You can delegate to existing team. Ask them when they come to you, Rob, how do we do this? Well, how would you do it? Throw them in the deep end. If you keep answering your team members' questions, you're not training them to think. How would you do it? Well, have you just jump in. Sorry, I can't do that meeting. Can you do it? Yeah, no worries, right? And when you come to me, come up with solutions as well as questions. You can delegate to, number 5, your assistant. Do you have one? Are you one? If you don't have an assistant, then you are one. You can have part-time assistant, virtual assistant, in-person assistant. Everyone needs an assistant. We can hire a virtual assistant for $6 and $7, $8 an hour, right? Happy days. Better process. We can delegate to a better process. Under-engineer. Stop over-engineering things. Delegate to workflow. Better process in workflow to speed up time. Systems documenting. Better process. We can delegate to team on demand. Todd, like Upwork and Freelancer, GetMagic, Pineapple, Expert 360. I even have a lifestyle assistant called Quintessentially. My man Dominic, he organizes cool shit all over the world for me all the time, right? Very cool. A lifestyle assistant. I could go and do it and research it, but it's lifestyle admin. Let's get someone to do that for us as well. Other contractors. And of course, we can delegate to new hires. Are they going to be onshore, offshore, local, interstate? Where are they going to be? Or all the above? We've got to look at what we do now, team. What we do now. What is it you actually do now? There are 6 columns to this delegation model. What do we actually do now? Here's a grab bag of things you do now. How much time per month in minutes or hours do you spend doing this? Work out what you do now. When it starts to repeat itself, then stop keeping the log. Then you say, okay, I've got the list of what I do now. This is how much time I spend doing it in a month. Should add up to 160 or so hours. Could I delegate that task? Could I? If I had the resources in place, go back to the 8 delegation points, could I delegate it? Yes or no? All right. Will you delegate it? Yes or no? Then what you do? You go, well, who am I going to delegate that to? Who or what? Where's it going away? How to get off my plate? And then when you do that, well, how much new time do I get back when I delegate this away? Add it all up, and you'll be amazed at the new time you create per month when you delegate. Use that planning tool, work it out, what you do with your day, what you do with your month, and then get it off your plate. That's pretty cool. Chapter 7, scaling. Scaling to achieve your goals. Here's my quote. Profitable sales fixes everything. Sales fixes everything, but they've got to be profitable. Because when I say profitable, I mean by margin of average hourly rate. Profitable sales fixes everything. What are the 3 key components to driving top-line revenue? First of all, we need a database in place, a list of targets, a list of, it could be existing clients, it could be prospective clients, niche market that you target. And the objective here with the database is that we have a big one, right? We have brand development. The brand is all about confidence. Then we have very distinct activity, specifically direct response activity to get people to respond. Could be the gap meeting that you've got the template for existing clients. That's the activity gap process. So the database existing clients, brand, they will love you. It could be a webinar, a phone call, a meeting, an email, could be a seminar, anything at all, right? The objective here of the database is that we build a big, accurate, profiled database of all suspects. The brand objective is we build confidence in the marketplace that we are the only choice. We do that by content, by design, right? It's intentional. What does your brand say about you? I'm excited to work with you guys, but you guys look old and tired as far as the brand. The objective of activity is to generate marketing qualified leads and then follow up. That's sales. You might have a big database, like 20, 40,000. Great looking brand. Online brand looks fantastic. I can download tools and content to get some confidence in you, but you're not reaching out to me. It's just stagnant. It's sitting there. You won't hit your mark in the middle. You might have an awesome brand, looks fantastic, downloadable tools, lots of activity. I've got webinars, I've got conference, I've got email out, I've got phone calls, I've got mail, but the database is small. No one's hearing you. Won't hit your mark. You might have a big database and lots of activity, but the brand has got brand stink. You won't hit your mark. So as we look at those 3 components, this all flows through to the business model here. But it also flows through to the gift that you've got, which is this awesome strategy map with 410 projects. There's 72 in lead generation. There's 74 in conversion rate. There's 61 in retention rate. There's 50 in average. People think we're crazy giving all this stuff away for free, right? But when we coach firms, we only have a limited number that we can personally coach. We don't have an online training program. We have the book as content and all these tools. We want to help as many as we can. That's why we give away a lot of stuff. And you're getting some crown jewels here because you're part of this webinar. 38 in transactions. These are projects, things to do, right? 41 in expenses. We've got 40 in inventory work in progress, 34 in accounts receivable, 410 strategies on that map that you've got. Scaling to help you grow. We want to help you grow. You don't make enough money, you work too hard, right? And you don't grow enough. And you think the problem is people. We can't get enough good people. That is BS. It's BS. One of our staff firms is Shannon Stewart. $4 million in revenue with 9 people, average hourly rate for client work done, $1,902. 4 million revenue, 9 people. Wasn't always that way. And there's a case study in the book about Shannon. Wasn't always that way. If we wanted 4 million in revenue under the traditional model, that's about 30 people, 25. No, let's do 10. Let's do 9. Change the model. How do we get this chart? Chris, it's part of the bundle that's been emailed to you. Lots of good things, Chris. Appreciate you asking. We are givers today. It is Halloween in Australia. Awesome. Friday. Number 8, leading with authority. Here's my quote at the start of the chapter. When a partner is in command, they must take charge. Who's running the show? Right? You've got this leader called managing partner, managing director, CEO. Are they really doing that? Do they have the authority to do it? Oh no, we're a partnership. What does that mean, a partnership? Well, a partnership means that we are equal decision makers. Oh, you run like a committee, like the RSL or a government. No, not really. Oh, but we're partners. What do you mean? Well, partners do lots of different things. He's the HR partner. She's the marketing partner. She's the IT partner, and he's the client partner. Well, hang on a minute. You're partners. You've got client delivery work. You've got marketing. You've got firm admin, all part-time. You've got training, HR, all these part-time jobs. Is that why you're called partners? Let's get focused to your team. Who's in command? Who's in charge? Let's make some decisions. We've got a decision-making matrix for you that we developed and rolled out last year for our coaching members. Thought I'd give it to you in the book and talk you through how it works. This was inspired by a book called Will It Make the Boat Go Faster? The book, Will It Make the Boat Go Faster, was written by I think it was the captain of the British rowing team. And the lead up to the 2000 Sydney Olympics, they had a quest to win gold. And they had one question on every strategy: will it make the boat go faster? And I got thought about some decisions. Oh, we want to spend 2 hours in the rowing machine. Yes, that will make the boat go faster. Hey, boss, the lads want to go down the pub for a beer. No, that won't make the boat go faster. We're not doing it. So in making decisions, we've got to think about strategic direction, core values, team members, clients, revenue, profit, average hourly rate, and profit time index. We have to ask ourselves, how will this work? Here's how it works, right? You put a tick in the box if it's got a positive effect on the outcome. A cross if negative, neutral if neutral, and then if any crosses, do not proceed. So for example, we've got a project that, yep, strategic direction's good, but it goes against our core values, neutral on team members, clients are going to love it, revenue might improve, profit sort of same, average hourly rate is up, profit time index is neutral. Do we proceed? No. What about this one? In line with what we want to do, good with core values, neutral on team members, clients are going to love it, revenue is neutral, average hourly rate is up, profit time index is neutral. Do we proceed? Yeah, let's give it a crack. Making decisions that affect an outcome. Use that tool to help you make decisions. All right, number 9, metrics that matter. As I said, I'm giving you the highlights tour here. There's much more detail in the book, the audio book, and the tools as well. As I said before, go and click on the QR code if you want to fast track this and have Wendy have a strategy session with you, talk about your situation, and she'll point you in the right direction real fast. That's what we do. Here's the metrics that matter. You can't operate a business effectively without knowing the right numbers. In the past, accounting practices use numbers like utilization, realization, lockup in 3.2 months. We're not doing that because when we change the business model, we look at different numbers. And the number one number as an outcome is profit time index. So this number is an outcome of all the business development work you do on your firm. So you're there on your firm, sorting out revenue, sorting out workflow, sorting out profitability, packaging, all these projects, right? Dozens and dozens of projects. How do we measure success? We measure success by profit time index. And that is the profit before partner salaries for the month or the period divided by the total in hours of the partners. In hours being the time you worked in the business, not on the business. In the business is doing what the business does. Client work, admin, HR, etc. On is leverage. Tasks that get leverage, big leverage tasks. So you work it out, okay, we made $100,000 profit for the two partners. We made 50 each for the month. Awesome, sounds good. But we also worked 200 hours each in the business. Not great. Oh, we made $50,000 profit each partner for the month, and we only worked 10 hours each in the business. Much better. Because the objective here is increase profit, reduce time. Time allocation by partners in the right things. This number increases and increases and increases. Here's the deal. If you're on level 1 here, 0 to 250, you're going to work it out, right? You're overworked, underpaid. Work it out for periods throughout the year and the whole year. If you are 250 to 500, you're making a little bit of money, but still working too much. What about this one, number 3, 500 to 1,000? You might be making some money, but what about the time? At 4 and 5 is interesting. Leverage is kicked in, it's going great, but often around 2,000, often you get too comfortable. Hey, I'm making $2,000 profit time index, business is going great, leverage is kicked in, I'll take the foot off the gas. No. Now what we do, folks, is we make a game out of it. Let's double it from here without doubling the time. In fact, let's reduce the time. If you want to get to that investor level I spoke about at the start, and I'll wrap on that as well in a bit more detail, then you've got to get yourself out of jobs. You've got to stop being a part-time partner, right? Keep pushing. There's more in you yet. And once you get past 10,000, typically corporate structure's in place and you go big or go home. You decide. Profit time index is an outcome number of all the business development work that you do. And the objective of the BD work that you do is profit up, time down. Profit, time, right? There's a book in that. Here's the second number. Average hourly rate. Client hours is simply revenue billed divided by client hours. And this is a number that I have focused on for a long time. It's the fastest way to profitability. Let's say, for example, you do 10,000 client hours per year. You increase average hourly rate by 100. That's $1 million of new profit. And it's not about jacking the rates up by 100. We don't believe in hourly rates, so it's not about that. What it's about are 3 components. The M zone's the middle, called the margin zone. It's about price, top line price. Sheriff, yes, we are going to record about this webinar for sure. Top line price. You can drive average hourly rate by bumping the price. Process. You can drive average hourly rate with a fixed fee and reducing the time, better process. And we can drive average hourly rate with product, as in we refill the capacity with new product, high margin. Here's how this pans out in an equation. The equation looks like this. The old way was 28 hours to complete the task. We had an applied rate of 175 per hour, and that gave us a job price of $4,900, typically priced in arrears. Typically in arrears. So here, We're going to price up front at 5,800, about 20% increase. We're going to reduce the time by 20% down to 22 hours. And that gave us an average hourly rate of 263. Average hourly rate 263. We're going to then resell. So we're going to price up front, repackage it, reduce the time. AHR goes up by nearly $100. But then we're going to refill the capacity with, let's say, 3,800 of value-based fees. New project. We use those 6 hours we had before to complete that task, and the margin on that one is 633. The total fee from the client is 9,600, and still the same 28 hours, but now the average hourly rate is 342. We've doubled the average hourly rate by repackaging with a slightly higher price, by reducing the time and refilling the capacity with a new project based on value-based fees. How much new profit from this client? Well, it's $4,700 because the costs remain the same. Average hourly rate is the fastest way to profitability. You measure it by period, quarterly, monthly, weekly. You measure it by product, by invoice or fixed price agreement. Fixed price per product. By person, some more efficient than others. By client. And your AHR should be increasing monthly. It should be going up monthly. If you worked on $5 a month, average hourly rate going up by $5 a month, end of the year up 60, average about 35. If you focus on average hourly rate at $10 a month increase, so it's 120 by year end, about 65 average throughout the year. Pretty soon, your average hourly rate goes from 150 to 200 to 250 to 300 to 350 to 500 to 600. With efficiency, with AI tools, I see average hourly rate sailing towards $1,000 for client delivery work. We've got one firm who's embraced average hourly rate, which is Shannon Stewart, I mentioned before, $1,902 AHR. A lot of AI in that firm. A lot of artificial. By the way, talking about artificial intelligence, in the book, in the first page, it actually says no AI involved, just RI, Rob Intelligence. I did not use one piece of AI to write the book. All original, all me, right? That's pretty cool. So let's reiterate the journey that you're on. And again, your speed, your time frame. You start your life as practice owner, a practitioner practicing your craft, grinding it out, working way too much in it. Of course, today in America, after October 15, you're not doing that so much. But come February 15 through April 15, look out. We flip the switch to be business owner. Mindset first, activity second. Right, I want to be a business owner, mindset. What's the activity? You spend more time working on it than in it. More time working on the business than in the business. And then you decide you'll go further and get myself out of every single job and own an asset where I'm an investor in this business. And you can. We've got firms that are doing it. We're working with firms that are doing it. It takes a lot. You have to invest to become an investor, but the end result is awesome. You're an owner, but not an operator. Why would you sell it? This thing produces. Keep it rolling. Check in on the team, leadership team in place, and you create generational wealth. You choose your percentages, your time frames, and your dollars on those ones. Investor level. The objective is to grow revenue, right? That's the averages that we work with. Whilst you grow profit, more profit, as I said, we get firms to more than $1 million profit per partner, while our working in time reduces dramatically. We get firms to less than 500. Takes a while, right? Some firms come in at 800 and it doesn't take so long. Other firms come in at 2,200. It takes a few years, right? It takes time. These are averages. So as we look at you, it's all about transforming. Transforming what? Because this is not what the work we do, the content you'll read, the book, anything else you consume from us. It is not a tweak of the dial, right? It's transform. Transform your profit. Transform your cash. Transform your revenue. transform your team. The team love this, by the way. Your clients love it as well, because we're very client-centric. As one of our key mantras is that we believe that all clients should be buying all services that they need that helps them achieve their goals. They love that, right? As you do too. Transform your lifestyle, transform your wealth, and transform yourself. What we do is transforming you in your business with your clients and your team. There's three key pieces to that. Three key pieces. There's accountability, there's learning, and there's sharing. Accountability, keep you accountable. Learning new ideas, sharing with other firms, right? And content only fizzes out. You're getting some content today, you've got content in the tools, awesome. You'll get a burst and then it will fizzle out because there's no pressure on you. There's no continuation for you. But with coaching and how-to tools and implementation support, that's when you get the result. So with this and with what you get in the book, you've got some choices. Do nothing. By the way, we made it a hardback book, a big book, for the purposes of we want it to stick around and be noticed, right? Because we don't want you to do nothing. You could do a little on your own, for sure. Or if you really want to kick this thing into gear, with our help, direct personal help, for those that we choose to work with, we can really help you to escalate this whole thing. There's three key parts to us working with you, if you choose to go that step, right? There's the coaching part, which is one-on-one and group. There's the content, big training library for you and your team members. And there's the community piece where you've got firms working together to solve problems. We have a very active community. We use the tool of WhatsApp for that. Everyone's on there chatting with each other. Hey, has anyone got one of these? Has anyone done one of this? Yeah, I've got this really cool way to do it. Interesting, Doug Walters did this last week. He put up a question. I've got this situation. What would you price it at? To the group. He got the deal at $30,000 a month. Awesome. In Florida. Love that, right? Use the community to help him price a big project like that. I mentioned before on free stuff. If you want to fast track your profit and your time, if you are more than $1 million in revenue, 1 to 5 aligned partners, ambitious and coachable, then let's give you for the first 16, I know a few have been booked already, one-on-one strategy session with Wendy, book in the QR code. Team, I'm nearly out. We allocated 90 minutes. If you've got questions, I'll stick around. If not, we're going to be done in about 2 minutes' time. So depending on questions, depends on length of time, 60 to 90 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. You'll enjoy the tools, enjoy the book, enjoy the audio, the ebook, pass it around. You'll enjoy the session with Wendy to get you really focused on what you need to do. There's a link in the, Elizabeth, the audiobook will be sent to you, I believe. It was only uploaded yesterday to Audible. Thank you, Rowan. It was only uploaded yesterday to Audible. Now, with that, I believe we're sending you a free copy of that. I love it. Fan of RI, thank you. Rob Intelligence, thank you, Manuela. But I don't know how you're going to get the audiobook, but the team will do that afterwards. They'll send it to you. So team, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for indulging me in telling you about this great new book, book number 5. Let's make it a bestseller, but more importantly, not a bestseller, but a best implementer, a best implemented book. Get your highlighter out, right? Do what you got to do. All right, team, have fun. Adios. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Looking forward to working with you, some of you ongoing, but at least ideally you've got some free stuff that you can actually chomp on and consume. Have fun. Bye-bye.